Well, I was really pleased because they're a team that hangs in there with everybody, and we made our run and opened it up, but we never relented and let them in the game, which I was very pleased with. And I thought that Osborne Shima really gave us a good game, and Ryan Myers gave us a good game with Walter out, and that was very pleasing.
Coach, it seemed like today you went out trying to emphasize shooting the ball versus Friday night you were driving the ball. What was your thought going into the game?
Well, they're a packed line defensive team. They just try to stop the drive, and they'll give you the shot. I thought defensively, even like Hammond had 17 points, but he was 5 for 16, 3 for 9 from the three. Whereas Berrick and even Tyson Jolly was 7 for 14, 3 for 6. So percentage-wise, obviously, when you play field goal defense of the numbers that we had today of 35% and 29%, it's outstanding. Coming off a rivalry win.
And Coach, Tyson Jolly, that good defensive play where he stopped the layup in the middle of the first half, and then next time down the court he makes a 2 or 3 point shot jumper. How did he play defensively and it affected?
Well, he actually didn't play great defensively because he came out in the second half, gave up a layup to the little guy, didn't give up a layup on a guy going left. He played okay defensively, nothing great. Berrick played great defense the whole night. He was really tough. He's always tough on everybody. I mean, very difficult to give credit to defensive players today, but he shuts down every player. Last year he shuts down every player this year.
Rick, for Osborne to play the way he did after his journey and his injuries and his broke back, how satisfying is it to see his work pay off?
I wasn't sure he'd ever come back. Just think about it, guys. He comes in 180 pounds, and he has a piece fall off his groin, a piece, and then a piece fall off his hip. And it's so, he's such a great kid. Obviously, he was in here, so you saw what an unbelievable, humble, polite kid he is. So I never thought he'd come back, so it's so pleasing that he's back. I actually told him, I'm taking you to dinner tonight because I know he played so many minutes and I'm afraid of him losing weight. And this is gonna sound crazy. When I take him to dinner, everybody else is on dessert while he's just cutting his meat. He eats so slow, it's impossible. So tonight, I'm gonna sit next to him and make sure he eats fast. And so I gotta get weight on him in the worst way. And this is what you have to do at Iona. You have to take your players out to eat. Maybe sleep over your house and wake him up and put it. It's funny, but it's really a cute story for him. It's great.
Coach, Nelly Jr. Joseph had a good night, rebounds, I get 15, but he's really seemed frustrated shooting. It seemed like he could have gone for some dunks instead of trying to do short jumpers.
Yeah, I think we, including myself and probably you, we expect too much of Nelly. We all know he's inside, go dunk the ball, and he's a sophomore. He's going to be here for 4 years. He's got a lot to learn. He's a work in progress. So as long as he rebounds, as long as he plays hard. But the great thing is we have Osborne. The greatest teacher of playing well is the bench. If you have somebody to come in for you. And so Osborne is teaching him that got to get the job done or Osborne's going to play. And that's a better teacher than me getting on him, certainly.
Rick, it seemed like the offensive execution wasn't as strong as it was on Friday night. Was that Niagara defense or was kind of a sluggish Sunday?
I agree with that. It's because we were 13 for 19 on the break the other night. And we blew the game open because of the break tonight. We got the steal. It led to an Osborne dunk. It led to an Elijah foul going to the line. And then it led to a Tyson Jolly dunk. But we were 13 for 19 on the break. And if you get out 19, 20 times, it means you're playing great defense. Tonight we didn't get out on the break. The numbers weren't there. But that's a tribute to Niagara. They know that if they run up and down with us, it's going to be tough, difficult for them to win.
Coach Pulis said that.
Yeah.
When he was in here.
Yeah.
Coach Berrick's been much more part of the offense the last 2-3 games. Is it you urging him to get more aggressive offensively?
I said to Berrick, look, what do you want to do after this? He said, I want to come back. I said, well, averaging 4 points a game and no rebounds a game. I said, why don't you come back? Go become a doctor. And he said, he thought I was serious. And I said, you got to rebound, you got to score. There's no reason to come back unless you do those things. Can't just be a defensive player. So he had 9 rebounds the other night. Tonight he had 7. He had 10 points. He had 4 assists. When you see Berrick get 4 assists, I mean, it's time to just celebrate. Okay, and he's doing it now. So he's an invaluable member of this basketball team because he shuts everybody down. So far, nobody's gotten the better of him, and that's surprising.
Rick, you guys had an 0 for 9 shooting stretch to start the second half. How much did that 7-0 run by Jolly just help jumpstart you guys offensively?
Well, Tyson gave up the 2 layups in the first part of the second half. He let the little kid beat him right for a layup, and he let somebody beat him left for a layup. So he was the reason it went from there, but we never let them get closer than, I think, 8. Or was it, do you guys
6.
remember? 6.
Yeah, 6.
So that's a strong, usually a team has a run, but we never let them have their run, and that's good defense. But to be honest with you, I thought Tyson was decent, but not even close to Ryan Myers, Osborne, and Berrick. I thought they were the stars of the game. Like Brian said, let's bring, first thing that anybody would say, well, look at Tyson's numbers, let's bring them up. But he wasn't the key to the game. It was definitely Osborne, because Nelly wasn't playing well.
And Coach, when Ryan Myers went in, he got the drive for 2, and then he got a 3-pointer back-to-back, which gave you a 57-44 lead. How about that impact?
And I think Ryan's driving the ball great. I think he's making some Euro steps to the basket and driving the ball great. He missed the 1, but I thought Ryan played excellent tonight. Walter Clayton obviously is a big factor in our game plan, and without him, Ryan, I went with Colton, but then I went with Ryan to give us a little more offense.
Rick, how do you feel about Ryan's defense? Last year, earlier this year, a couple times you mentioned he had to keep working on his defense.
I think his defense is okay. I don't think it's bad. I think his problem is blocking out. The other night, without question, that was a foul. The referees who watched the game, I said, we blew it. You got pushed out of bounds. But you have to expect that you're going to get pushed out of bounds, and you've got to be, it's a car crash. If they crash into you, they're going to win. If you crash into him, we're going to win. So it's just blocking out. His defense is fine. He just doesn't block out well.
Thank you.
Coach, do you feel like the team gained confidence with the win at Fairfield and the 2 strong home wins this weekend?
I think we got a very strong home court advantage. I know we didn't have a lot of people here today, but the people that do show up are very much into the game. You know, my son, his contingent bought 35 tickets in the middle, and they're there every game, rain, snow, shine. Now they're all drunk, but they're there every game, and they get into it big time. So, you know, I'm very thankful for my son, but the people that do show up give us a pretty strong home court advantage, and we play really, really well at home.
Rick, do you think Walter will play against Monmouth?
I do.
Okay.
I think he could have played tonight if I wanted to push the envelope, but I didn't want to push the envelope.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Okay, guys, thank you.